This morning, we head to Zimbabwe now, where the opposition leader, Nelson Chamisa, has been chastised by the Zimbabwean Electoral Commission, ZEC, over his claims that the electoral body was plotting to rig the upcoming legislative and municipal by-elections in favor of Zanu PF. Nelson, who leads the Citizens Coalition for Change, CCC, made this known when he addressed party supporters in Gweru.
But ZEC, that's the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission spokesperson Joyce Kazimbe, however, says the commission is unmoved as it has faced worse threats than vote rigging allegations made by Chamisa. Kazimbe also rejected the allegations of rigging but admitted that the voters' roll, which was leaked to activist group Team Pachedu, was a ZEC draft document, adding that document had been tampered with to discredit the country's electoral management system. Let's now bring in the National Deputy Spokesperson of the Citizens Coalition for Change. And we are talking about Ostalis, who joins us this morning to give us more insight on this story once again. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Of course, I do understand that you are actually on the move, but let's talk about this very precarious situation. In 2018 general election, Nelson Chamisa claimed that ZEC cheated the presidential poll in favor of Zanu PF. Again, we have rigging claims being made from the same person, that's Nelson Chamisa. How true are these claims?
Look, the election is a scientific process, and what we have submitted before the people of Zimbabwe and the world is scientific evidence after deploying experts as an alternative. And we said it, if you remember, I also said it here in front of Africans, that we use this by-election as a test run of the capacity of the Electoral Commission to conduct free, fair and credible election. It is slowly proving beyond any shadow of scientific doubt that the
All right, I think we have a little technical glitch. But Ostalis, do we still have you there? All right, Ostalos was just giving us his own scientific research and evidence based on the allegation that has been put forward right there in Zimbabwe. Even we also understand that Nelson Chamisa also claimed that his party had planted informers in the ZEC secretariat to help expose vote rigging in that country. Now, people are wondering, is that even ethical? Is that the normal way to go? Is it moral for you to have people, spies, quote unquote, within an organization?
That's what we're trying to get from Ostalis as well. It's one question that I would have loved to have answer. That is deputy spokesperson for CCC. And asking such a question will also help us to see the truth. It would help us to edge closer to the truth, because you have the ZEC saying that this is not the first time we're listening or hearing Chamisa make such claims, but you know what? We're not deterred. And now you also have Chamisa and his party coming out to say that there is no smoke without fire. We'll find out if we still have him back on the line. We're talking about CCC National Deputy Spokesperson Ostalis Ziba. When he joins us, we would like to dissect this story. Of course, this is what we're faced with. We're talking about technology, we're talking about network, and we are talking about glitches. And that's exactly what we have. So hopefully when he joins us, Oluchi, is one story that would like to actually continue.
And we know the by-election is coming up this month in Zimbabwe. So it is getting tensed up in the country now. The tensions are there, and a lot of Zimbabweans are watching closely. The international community is equally watching closely to see how the by-election will go, because that will take us to how the general election will go for the next year.
The tussle between the ZEC, that's ZEC, and of course Chamisa. Are there any, is there an iota of truth from what Chamisa has said concerning the fact that ZEC is looking to rig the elections?
Of course, ZEC has not denied moving people from their location to other spaces, because what we have done is, as I've said, is to deploy experts to analyze, because we saw that the voters' roll is an area of contestation, and part of our agenda is to have a clean voters' roll. And that's why we're able to prove beyond any shadow of doubt that there are thousands of people that move from one polling station to another without their consent, when the law is very clear that only one has to apply to notify the commission that I want to move from one polling station to another. Not this deliberate moving, because it makes it impossible for people to go and vote. And this is happening predominant in urban areas. So it's part and parcel of voter suppression and manipulation in the pre-electoral process. So we've exposed that, and ZEC has not denied. It has only said that it's not going to respond to social media allegations, but it has not denied moving people. It happened when we had the by-election in 2005 in Kwazana, and the president was a member of parliament. ZEC did the same, moving voters from one constituency to the other. And we had to get a declarator from the High Court of Zimbabwe to be able to have a voters' roll that was declared to be legitimate after more than 8,000 people have been found moved illegally. So that is the character of the commission, but it was not prepared that we're able to have the experts to be able to have that. That's why they are firing their IT department employees on suspicion that they're the ones leaking that. So ZEC is scandalous, but we hope that it is going to be able to reform itself so that it's able to hold free and fair elections.
That's a strong accusation, Ostalos. But Nelson Chamisa also claimed that his party had planted informers, aka spies, in the ZEC secretariat to help expose vote rigging plans. Is this even ethical in the first place?
Look, I don't think that the president has said we have got spies, but we're government in waiting, we're alternative government. And it is to be impossible, to be impossible for any organization to be ready to govern without the necessary intelligence that will be able to drive our political program. And we don't have spies in the commission, but we've got the necessary intelligence that informs us our strategic interventions with different institutions of government. That's why we're able to be ahead of the regime. That's why we're able to know the chicanery that happens within the commission. So we've made it very clear that it's wrong for them to fire workers on assumption that they are spying on the commission. But these things are facts. We've put the voters roll has been given to our candidates. We said all our candidates, we give them an instruction that our candidate must be able to get the voters roll. So we're able to then have a clean sweep of the voters roll. We've got the application that is able to detect with seconds duplication of voters, whether people have been moved. So that's the intelligence that we've been able to, and to prove beyond doubt that there is a scandal happening in the ZEC, particularly using the voters roll. That's why we've been able to make this submission.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Ostalos Ziba, talking about the ZEC and, of course, Chamisa back and forth accusations. We truly appreciate that. We look forward to have you join us again as this proceeds. Thank you.
Thank you very much.